The first rays of dawn break over the vast open plains, casting golden streaks over the damp earth. The scent of rain hangs in the air, mingling with the fresh, wild aroma of the tall grasses swaying in the early morning breeze. A small group of figures, their bodies adorned in animal pelts and armed with rough stone tools, emerge from the shelter of a narrow cave. Their movements are swift but deliberate, the weight of survival etched into their faces. Among them, two figures stand out, one distinctly stockier and broader, with heavy brows and a thick beard, a Neanderthal. The other slightly more slender, with a high forehead and narrow face, a Homo sapiens. Their hands meet in a gesture of mutual understanding, an unspoken bond formed out of necessity and survival. The group moves forward, the two figures at the front, their eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of danger. They are not alone. Beyond the ridge, other figures are gathering, each with their own role, their own knowledge passed down through generations. But the land is unpredictable. As they descend towards a river, a sudden rustling in the underbrush makes them freeze. A great predator, a massive saber-toothed cat, emerges from the shadows, its eyes gleaming with hunger. The group scatters instinctively, but the creature charges forward, its powerful legs propelling it through the thick grass. The Neanderthal, with his stocky frame and brute strength, stands firm. He lifts his spear, its stone tip gleaming in the dim light. His grip is steady, his heart pounding in his chest as the predator circles. The Homo sapiens, quick and agile, moves to the side, his mind racing for a solution. The group must act quickly if they are to survive. With a primal yell, the Neanderthal charges forward, thrusting his spear toward the creature. It roars in fury, its jaws snapping, but the Neanderthal is relentless. The Homo sapiens takes advantage of the distraction, darting in from behind, driving his own spear into the creature's side. Together, they bring the beast to the ground, their combined strength and quick thinking saving them from certain death. The group regroups, their hearts still racing, but a sense of unity fills the air. They have faced the predator together, and they have survived. Their differences are set aside for now, their shared bond of survival taking precedence. As they begin to drag the kill back to their camp, the Neanderthal and Homo sapiens share a brief glance, a silent understanding passing between them. The tension of the moment begins to ease as they reach their camp, a small clearing near a river. The fire crackles in the center, its warmth offering comfort against the growing chill of the evening. The group gathers around their faces, illuminated by the flickering light, as they prepare to cook the meat. The young, the elderly, and the injured are all brought close, each person playing a role in the shared effort to survive. The two figures, Neanderthal and Homo sapiens, work together in quiet harmony, each contributing their knowledge, their strength, and their resolve to the task at hand. As the evening deepens, the fire's glow dances across the faces of the group, casting long shadows on the surrounding trees. The soft murmurs of the children and the low hums of the elders blend with the crackling of the fire. The Neanderthal and Homo sapiens sit side by side, their hands working together, cutting the meat with precision. Despite the differences in their appearance, there is a seamless coordination between them, born out of necessity and shared purpose. Their gestures, though simple, are filled with intent, each movement calculated, practiced, honed through years of survival. The aroma of roasting meat fills the air, mingling with the earthy scent of the damp soil. The fire casts flickering light on the stone tools scattered around the camp, each one carefully crafted and passed down through generations. The Neanderthal sharpens a flint stone, while the Homo sapiens places a handful of herbs on the fire, the fragrance of the fresh plants rising with the smoke. Together, they weave their skills and knowledge into the fabric of the group's survival, each contribution essential to the whole. As the meal is prepared, the youngest members of the group, with their wide eyes and eager faces, huddle close, watching intently. They are learning, absorbing the lessons of survival in the world they inhabit. The children mimic the actions of the adults, trying their best to use the stone tools with care. The Neanderthal's gaze softens as he watches the children. There is a protective instinct in his eyes, something deeply ingrained in his nature. The Homo sapiens, ever observant, smiles at the sight of the children imitating their elders, their small hands grasping stones awkwardly but determinedly. But even in this moment of unity, a sense of unease hangs in the air. The shadows stretch longer, and the wind begins to stir, carrying with it a distant rumble of thunder. The group knows that the safety of the camp is temporary. A storm is coming. The Neanderthal rises first, his movements fluid and deliberate. He scans the horizon, his sharp eyes noting the shifting clouds. The Homo sapiens stands beside him, his hand resting on the hilt of a spear. Both are aware of the dangers that lurk in the wilds beyond the firelight, and both know that their survival depends on their ability to anticipate the challenges ahead. The storm arrives swiftly, the sky darkening and the wind picking up. The group huddles together, moving quickly to secure their shelter. The Neanderthal and Homo sapiens work in tandem, their movements synchronized as they gather branches, use animal skins, and reinforce their shelter against the coming storm. The children are ushered into the center, protected from the wind and the rain by the adults who have spent their lives preparing for such events. As the first drops of rain fall, the camp is bathed in darkness, the fire flickering weakly against the oncoming storm. The Neanderthal and Homo sapiens stand at the edge of the camp, watching the storm rage. The wind howls, but they remain unfazed, their minds focused on the survival of their people. They share a brief glance, a silent acknowledgement of the bond they share, one forged through struggle, trust, and the shared will to survive. In this moment, their differences fade into the background, and only their unity matters. As the storm rages on, the shelter holds firm, but the sounds of the wind and the pelting rain are deafening. The fire, which once illuminated the camp with warmth, now flickers weakly, struggling against the storm's fury. Yet, within the shelter, a sense of calm settles over the group. The children huddle together, comforted by the presence of the adults around them. The elders whisper quiet words of reassurance, telling stories of their ancestors passed down through generations. The Neanderthal and Homo sapiens, though exhausted, remain vigilant. The storm, though fierce, is just another challenge to face. Together, they have weathered many hardships, and this will be no different. The Neanderthal wraps his arm around the Homo sapiens in a rare, almost familial gesture, his brow furrowed in concentration. The Homo sapiens nods his eyes, scanning the shelter, and the group ensuring everyone is safe. As the night stretches on, the storm begins to subside. The wind dies down and the rain tapers off into a soft drizzle. Slowly, the world outside begins to quiet, and the first light of dawn starts to break over the horizon. The Neanderthal rises, his muscles sore, but his spirit unbroken. He steps outside, the cool air brushing against his face as he looks out over the plains now damp with rain. The horizon is calm once again, but there is a renewed understanding in his eyes. The Homo sapiens joins him, and together they stand at the edge of the camp, watching the world come back to life. The storm has passed, but its remnants linger in the air, a reminder of the unpredictable forces of nature that they must face together. The group begins to stir, emerging from the shelter to greet the new day. The children, now emboldened by the storm's passing, laugh, and run through the wet grasses, their spirits lifted by the promise of survival. The Neanderthal and Homo sapiens look to each other once more, their eyes meeting in a moment of shared triumph. Their bond, forged in the heat of battle and the struggle for survival, has only grown stronger. They have faced the storm, faced the predator, and now they face the future together. As the group prepares to move forward, they do so united, a testament to the strength of their shared existence. Together, Neanderthal and Homo sapiens have created something new, a family, a community built not on bloodlines alone, but on the shared will to survive and thrive. The sun rises higher in the sky, casting its warm glow over the plains. The journey continues, but in this moment, there is peace. The bond of family, of survival, endures. And as they walk into the new day, the group carries with them the timeless knowledge that together they can face whatever comes next.